if you had any hopes of maybe a Gen 7 Camaro coming from GM Chevy, that's actually not going to be the case. Let's talk about what's going to happen and also why it actually doesn't make sense from even a production standpoint on why Chevy is not going to be returning the Camaro. If you ever wanted real carbon fiber parts, I do have a promo code with carbon add-ons. Whether you have a Chevy, a Dodge, or a Mustang, a Ford, you can get real carbon fiber parts and save 5% off even on the discounted stuff using code FitCityGarage5 or use the link in the description of this video down below. So thanks for checking it out, and let's get on with the video. Alright guys, this is apparently old news, came out like February 18th, but I haven't seen a lot of talk about it, so we should dive into exactly why the next-gen Camaro plans were blown apart by management. Now this is a report. This is by Motor One, of course. I will leave this in the description down below if you guys want to read the full thing. But yeah, the Gen 7 Camaro was presented by a team, and it was completely shot down, and it just doesn't make any sense. But let's go ahead and look into this. So, citing unnamed sources, GM Authority claims it learned of a new proposal put forth by a development group within GM to revive the Camaro for a 7th generation. Now again, V8s aren't a bad word anymore, at least in America. So, with the CAFE and the EPA and just basically electric vehicles in general not selling well, with all the car manufacturers that have dove deep into electric losing a ton of money on those, V8s could be making a triumphant return indefinitely. But let's continue. But when the proposal was presented to the higher-ups, it was reportedly blown apart over its weak business case. Specifically, GM Authority suggested the new Camaro's sales volume forecast and profitability figures weren't up to management's standards. Now, let's think about this for a second. The C8 Corvette sells pretty well. It's a very expensive car, and the platform is there. How much were they expecting it to cost to develop the new Camaro, and how much were they expecting to sell? Because it's not like the Corvette sells 30,000+ units. They always sell in between like 18,000 to not 30, but like high 20s. And you can check the report on that. I've actually pulled it up not too long ago. Actually, you know what? Let me show you guys. So here you guys go. Just so you know, I'm not blowing smoke. I was wrong, actually. I was off by a little bit. It looks like it's the mid to low 30,000s, but it had some years where it dipped under 20K. But the C8 Corvette, that's the one we should focus on. That's the one that's most expensive right now. And we're not even talking about the Z06 or the E-Ray. The C8 Corvette starts right now at around 70K new, bare bones. So, I mean, look at these sales numbers. They're very good for what they are. And GM, Chevy, they're happy with this. They're happy with this. This is right around the ballpark. This is right where they want to be. They make good money off these cars. So it doesn't make sense that bringing a Camaro, which would be more affordable, maybe anywhere between $40,000 and $50,000, having complete interior refresh, have a powertrain refresh, and even an exterior refresh, could do really well, and people would probably be interested in it, especially if Chevy made it tunable right out of the gate, because Ford has struggled. They've had the worst sales in the history of Mustang ever in the history of the company, and that thing's a dud, and it's really nothing that special. You can tell they didn't put a lot of effort into it. But if Chevy put some effort into the Camaro and made it what it is, I think it could sell just as well as the Corvette. And believe it or not, I think it would steal people away from buying the Corvette and then buying the Camaro. But as long as there's enough margin in buying the Camaro to justify that, then it makes sense. But for some reason, this was blown apart because of a weak business case by forecasting volume, sales, and profitability figures. It not being up to management standards just does not make sense to me. Now, here's why. They have the power plant basically on hand, because Cadillac is GM too. Use the V8 that you're mass producing from the Corvette. Use the 10-speed that you're still putting in the CT4 and CT5V Blackwing, the 10-speed that was going into the ZL1s. Still use the 10-speed that you have still. So it doesn't make sense that they're not going to use the LT5 engine, which again, they already mass produce. A transmission that they already mass produce. I don't see how they can't make an insanely good Camaro that still hits around the same numbers for sales and also to make money off of. Like I just don't understand it. The Camaro would probably use less resources and material than the Corvette. The Camaro doesn't need rear seats. It doesn't. It doesn't need rear seats. Make it a two-seater. Don't put rear seats in the back just like the Corvette. You could really make a really cool Camaro for that. So I don't know. I don't know why this is the case. And let's see if we have anything else here. The last Camaro sold well when it first debuted, with over 70,000 units in 2016, but it fell steadily, and Chevy selling just, let's say, 6,000 units in 2024. Well, yeah, because, well, it says before production ended, but it ended, basically. Let's see. Camaro's future isn't totally dead just yet, at least according to GM Authority. It's still in play, but the light at the end of the tunnel is now dimmer. Okay. And it was something about, we first heard the whispers back in 2021 that the Camaro might return as an all-electric sedan. Please God, no. Rather than an SUV to compete against the Mustang Mach-E, GM President Mark Ross added fuel to that fire last year when he told Motor Trend he'd like to see the Camaro return as an electric sedan priced alongside the affordable Equinox EV, but nothing has materialized yet. They're losing money on the EVs. That's hilarious that he even said that. And I just think it's a bad look overall for GM to say the Corvette is all you need. That's fine. No. Now, Ford hasn't been doing very well with the Mustang, but once they start bringing out more and more and more Mustangs, we got the GT500 potentially, the Boss, the Cobra. One of those three is coming, something like that. There's going to be a wide range of Mustangs you can choose from at a wide range of price points. Of course, again, tuning's kind of throwing that thing to the wayside. The interior's kind of throwing it to the wayside also. But the fact that we're going to have options to purchase certain Mustangs in the future, in the near future, I should say, is good. However, there's nothing in this segment from Chevy. No V8. Now, they could bring back, you know, some other nameplates. I know some people are talking about, what about like the Pontiac Trans Am or something like that, right? What about the Trans Am? What about some other V8 moniker that they could use, or create a new one for that matter? It doesn't matter, honestly. But there needs to be competition because, like this says, the Mustang is in dire need of some competition after all. I agree. It is. Dodge has the inline-six fully forged engine coming. It's going to probably smoke the Mustang. 550 horsepower all-wheel drive. It's just going to absolutely smoke it. So there will be some competition in regards to that, but no V8 competition. That's affordable, I guess you could say. That's under $50,000. I just hope it comes back, man. The Camaro, I've had two. I've had Camaro SS and a ZL1. I loved both cars dearly. I really liked them. I really did. I would probably put another Camaro SS or ZL1 in my garage when it comes time to be able to get a second or even third car for that matter. Something that I'm highly looking into. Just love these cars, man. They're great driving cars. I have no complaints whatsoever with these cars. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Does it make sense that GM is not going to use the LT5 engine in the Corvette and the 10-speed that I have? Does that even make sense? Does it make sense that they said it's going to cost too much to produce this, basically? Like, you got to read between the lines. They're just saying, no, we can't do it. It's going to cost too much, and it's not going to sell as much. It just doesn't make sense to me. They have everything at hand, at play. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.